Hi, Linda Bowen here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is a creative fold video, and I am doing a double fun fold. So the fold opens like so, and then like so. So very simple to make, very stunning. I'm using the crushed curie and the black, so very impressive colors together. First, I'm going to bring in my black. This measures 5.5 by 6 1/4, and I'm going to score it at the 4 1/4. Now, all of the dimensions and product will be listed over at my blog, StampingWithLinda.com. If you're viewing this from an email, there should be an I at the top. That'll take you right to my blog post. Or if you're watching on YouTube, there's a link at the bottom that'll take you directly to that post, and you'll get all the dimensions. This is measuring 8 by 5 1/4, and we're going to score it at 4 inches. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. I have my platform. I don't need my thin adapter because what I'm going to be doing is using the Petal Burst folder, and my folder, I don't know if you can tell it from the video, has been well used, and that is because I have done this technique in a class, and if you do not get it exactly square into your Big Shot machine, the edges of the framelit catch on the machine. Now I'm just doing that top flap, so I've got that. I'm going to put in my top clear mat, and again, you just want to make sure that that folder is within the platform and not on the edge, so that you don't damage the edges of your folder. I'm going to then also bring in, so what I did was I just embossed that top flap, and I'm going to also emboss one of the flaps on the bottom fold card. Again, I'm just taking that folder and lining the score line right up with the edge of that folder. Put that together and run that through. I also have a piece of Whisper White cardstock that I'm going to use on the front of the card, and I'm going to take my Special Reasons framelit. This framelit is a little bit different. You can cut out the flowers completely with another die, but I'm just going to use the negative image. So I'm going to lay that down. I do need the adapter on my platform. This is the new platform that comes with the new Big Shot machines, or you can buy it separately. Again, the link at the top of this video will take you right to my blog where you can place your online order. So I've got that cut out. I'm going to just set that aside. We'll bring that back in a minute. I'm also going to take you know what, I need to punch this out, so I'm bringing in my Big Shot brush to kind of brush that aside. I'm going to take a scrap piece of black, and I just want the black center from that framelit. So I'm going to run that through. Set that aside. I'm going to punch out that little center. There it is. And now we're ready to build that card. I'm going to bring in a piece of grit paper to do my stamping on. Going to take words. These are the words for this "You Are Amazing" come from All Things Thanks. And I'm just going to use my black ink pad, ink that up well, stamp that. And then I'm going to use that Special Reasons stamp set just to create a border. I'm going to bring in that crushed curie and my flower, and just kind of randomly stamp around to get a border. I'm going to go ahead and take my quarter sheet that I will use for the inside of that card and do the same thing since I have the ink out. So any flower that you have, you can create a border, and you can turn the flower around to get different petals showing. Does not have to be the same petals or the same height going in and out, but it just makes a fun edge to any cardstock border. So I've got that. Now we're ready to assemble the card. I'm going to bring in a piece of crushed curry. Again, measurements will be on my blog. Going to get my snail and add some snail to that. And because this is the negative image, it's going to show through that cardstock. Isn't that pretty? Going to go ahead and bring in, let's see, that's a little bit crooked. Let's try this again. That looks better. Going to bring in my Tombow glue, and I'm just going to add a little glue there in the center and take that black center. Look at all the glue on my fingers. I just did a card with lots of glue and got glue all over. Now I probably am going to, should have brought over my tweezers. There it goes. Isn't that pretty? Now let's bring in our card base. So we've got our first fold. I'm going to go ahead and add that Whisper White that we stamped. You know, I almost did that wrong. I was going to add that inside the black, but I forgot. We need to add our double fold. So we've got the crushed curry. And the thing with this card now, the fold is going to go down at the bottom. The top fold is at the top, and this one is along the bottom, like so. So now we are ready to add the inside. Going to bring in some dimensionals and put this at the top. Remember, you want to make sure your adhesive is just at the top so that your card will open. So we're going to place that about there. Now we need to do our other flap. So I'm going to bring in a piece of Whisper White. Going to bring in my black, and the words can't express just how deeply your love and support has been appreciated. This is from the Flourishing Phrases stamp set, and we're going to stamp that in the middle. I'm going to bring in that grid paper again and that crushed curry and do the same thing again. Just stamp around the border of that piece of cardstock. And the cool thing is that when you stamp a border like this, now I don't know if you can, I'm sure you can see, this is definitely crooked. But when you are doing this border, you can kind of take the focus off that crooked stamp by adding different layers of that flower to kind of pull your eye away from that. I'm going to go ahead and add that to a piece of basic black. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this, quite a bit, because it is going onto a embossed image. So I'm going to fold my flap up, and then I'm just going to line, I see I've got that verse, but yeah, it's kind of a crooked kind of day here. I'm going to go ahead and lift that up while I can. And I'm just going to take that black and line it up so you can't see it from the top. Close the card up. And go ahead and put that piece down so we know where it's supposed to be at. And now we're going to go back in and see if we can get this straight. And there you have it, a double fun fold card. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.